Here we go!
We're feeling very gay because it's almost time to play. Grab your favorite chair with the Lucky Pierres. Yeah!
Alright guys, welcome back to the Lucky Pierre's movie reviews. Tonight we got a brand spanking new movie review for you. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Alright guys, we're fresh out of Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. What did you guys think of it?
I love the name for the movie.
Yeah.
You didn't love the movie?
I did actually love the movie.
I did. I loved
Yeah.
it. I loved it.
You fooled us for a second. You thought, but yeah, it is
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say I love the name. Didn't like the movie.
No, I love the movie.
very good movie. Very touching.
One of the
Lots
few
of
that
stuff going on.
any
there.
of us have anticipated that lived up to any of the anticipation.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is very true. Actually, the Northman probably be trash.
Ah, don't say that.
I'm kidding.
I think it'll be good. I don't think it'll be what people expect, but I think I'll like it.
I think I will too. But
How to turn into Northman review?
I don't know.
A24. Ben just goes there.
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Does anyone want to do me a favor and break down the plot?
It's a toughie.
You can't really break down the plot. I was I just jotted down
Just
a bunch
in
of
a
movies
nutshell.
that I felt like it's a whole lot of pieces of like weird movies thrown in a blender and then comes out like in a fresh way. Because like here, I wrote down like
Let's just
there's
sum
a
it
lot
up
of-
in a nutshell, though.
It's
Just the plot.
Rundown family. Own a laundromat, and they don't have much money, and they're behind on bills, and their marriage is falling apart. And it's
then-
a multiverse story.
yeah. On top of that, it's like a fractured multiverse.
And what happens to the mother? Like,
She gets visited by someone from a different multiverse who looks like her husband, and they tell her
Like,
she
yeah.
has to be the one to save the universe because
From a
she has
supervillain.
amounted to nothing, and she's the only one who can do it.
And
Yeah.
then she has to fight a supervillain who turns out to be like a version of their daughter.
a version of in a different universe of their daughter. Yes, very well explained. Yes, but man, a lot going on in this
Yeah.
movie. There's just so many different universes
Yeah.
that they go to.
So what
and
I
different themes, I guess.
What
or
I
whatever.
tried to jot down was like there's a lot of like Scott Pilgrim ideas in there, like how she has to battle the different levels of like bad guys to get to her daughter. Matrix and Terminator smushed together a lot.
course.
Some Bill and Ted's nods, like building that wheelchair with the fucking vacuum.
Yeah,
All of the Pod People, Body Snatcher type films like thrown in there.
oh yeah, that's true.
With They Live. There's
Yep.
a big chunk about Ratatouille.
yeah, which was great.
Like the whole Marvel multiverse thing is hot right now, and like it did that. There's a little chunk of the movie that's just like rubber, where they're just literally rocks talking with their like thoughts.
But yet that moment was like the most touching moment of the movie, I think.
yeah, and then wrapped up in that,
one of 'em.
there's like a story of trying to connect with and feel acceptance from like a different generation, specifically parents,
And
and even
grandparents.
more specifically like immigrant parents.
Yeah.
So like there's a lot of layers, and I
It's-
feel like.
Crazy because there's so much going on that you could have got lost,
But you
and they
don't
could
really
have
ever
done
get
it, like,
lost.
they could have really done it bad, and they could have got stale because there's so much multiverse stuff.
Yeah, and especially
they-
because like
they did it so good.
it was like a big movie that I feel like got a big budget,
It
so
came
they
to-
could have ruined it. They could have just been like, "Oh, let's throw this in there. Let's throw this in there. Let's go over the top." But like,
Yeah.
I feel like the writing had to be so good to start with that I'm glad they didn't ruin it by like just
Getting too
adding shit in because
convoluted.
they had so much money.
It could have got too convoluted and
Yeah.
stuff, and then it came together so well in the
because
end.
it was
Which
like,
maybe there's a director's cut that is very convoluted.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I just mean like the way they did it, the story wise, is like there's so much silliness and ridiculousness going on in it, like in every aspect that
oh yeah,
it could have went over the top.
hot
And you could
dog
have been like,
fingers.
this is just ridiculous. But then all came together so well.
I'm gonna be honest.
the
like,
lesbian hot dog fingers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. In my personal opinion, I thought in the middle somewhere. I'm like, this is just stupid. Like, I honestly thought
I didn't
that.
get there.
I never thought it was stupid, but I was like, where's this going? Like, how are we going to end?
About 40 minutes from the end, I could see it coming together or whatever, and then it really hit.
Also,
And-
then another little thing I feel like how they had to do like the weird random things to jump to a new multiverse or whatever.
Yes.
Was almost like a butterfly effect like type deal. Like
was
where the
cool.
smallest thing
impacts the
yeah,
other
like
universes.
the other universe,
like
and then gives you that
The thing
connection.
they would be least likely to do, they
Yeah.
had to do, and then that would like jump them to a
like
different
the whole scene
Yeah.
where they're shoving shit up their butts during a fight.
Yeah.
One dude was like humping a plant, like all sorts of weird stuff. But you're swallowing lip gloss or
Yeah.
chapstick
Yeah,
or whatever.
chapstick. He was just.
I loved
chomping
how
it.
Jamie Lee Curtis was used in this movie. Like, I loved it. Like, it's
She
so,
was great.
like,
I'm sure
out
Ben
of her
did, too.
box. Like, huh?
Out of
I'm
her,
sure Ben did too.
Yeah.
out of her realm.
Yeah.
But like she was great. She was like she was the main villain.
Have you ever said
mean,
she
one of 'em.
wasn't
One of
good?
'em,
Yeah. Huh?
Have you ever
No,
said
I
she
love
wasn't
Jamie
good?
Lee Curtis.
I feel like even when she's bad, you blame it on like the other actors and the writers. You're just like, she didn't do it. There's no way she did anything wrong.
No, she can do no wrong. Such a good like ending, like it was so touching at the end.
Well, and like they made you a few times. They like made you think it was gonna get like happy and touching, and then like it got messy, like a real like family relationship. Like
Yeah.
it didn't always end happy. Like they were still at odds, but then like kind of got to the point where they accepted each other and were like, even though it's a mess, we're still like
Well, they covered
okay with
like,
it.
all the dynamics like you could want. They
Yeah.
covered the marriage, the mother-daughter, the father,
The
granddaughter.
grandfather with the lesbian.
Yeah. Covered so many different things, and it all came together in
No,
the end,
it's
like, so well.
Beautifully, yeah. And like
There was like so much sniffling in the end of our theater. Like, seriously.
no joke, in unison. I'm gonna be honest, I cried, and like there was a dude next to me who was like a rough looking dude. He had like his hood up. He like pulled his hood up, and you just hear.
That's
Shame.
in the theater. I saw it with like Chris and Sophia and our friend Jason, and like literally in front of us was like a bunch of like shaved head, tattooed. Like I was like, I didn't know we were sitting behind the Aryan Brotherhood. But, like, it was just a very weird.
Hopefully, you
gathering
kept
of
that
people.
quiet.
No, I said that out loud.
But yeah, I mean, did Sophia cry?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, I didn't cry, but like I definitely could feel it.
You needed someone else to be named that cried, or else you
I didn't cry like I did with Butter.
Yeah, but
Butter or God, You're Tired of Us. I didn't cry like I did at those.
you're like weeping.
Yeah, those were. Butter was just a rough time in my adulthood. That if it was during that time of my life, I literally would have been bawling in the theaters for this.
yeah, I mean,
I would have put popcorn in my eyeballs.
it was just so beautiful when like you didn't think she was gonna jump when she was a rock or whatever, and she's like, I always accept you or I'll always have your back, or well, I don't know how she worded it, but you know,
Just
what I mean?
every video now, you should just have a thing pop up in front of Joe. You nailed that quote.
Okay, I don't nail it most of the time.
It's
but-
just funny. That was so funny.
yeah.
It's like how you get going on a quote, and then you're like, or whatever.
Which one of the multiverses was like your favorite? What was one of your favorite moments of the movie? Though?
Didn't I send you guys when the hot dog fingers went on sale?
Did they?
Yeah, A24 was selling like the hot dog.
No
fingers.
way. That's awesome.
I sent it to people. I probably just sent it to. I know I sent it to Jason, like the kid we saw it with.
I just love when movies have like such deep like meanings, but then just go absurd too. Like so far
Oh, yeah.
absurd, and then so far like.
But they bring it back though.
Yeah.
That's the impressive part. They bring it back to just so real.
I just love that they mentioned Raccoonatooie in the
Dude.
beginning, and then
What was it?
Raccoon Tooie.
Raccatouille.
Yeah.
And then she walks in, and the guy's got a raccoon on his head, like pulling his hair. And I was like, "This is amazing."
And then they kept going back to it.
It looked like some cheesy puppet from
Yeah,
like the
that's a-
90s.
that's
It
the
was
best
like
The
part.
weasel.
yeah, it looked so great.
That they didn't go CGI with it; they went like full puppet.
And then they followed through with that. Like she let the guy ride her. That was great. That was one of the better moments of the
Raccoon
movie.
would like talk to him. Like, no,
And then he got caught by like animal control.
Yeah.
Like he was holding onto the cage. No, but the editing in this movie is something impressive. Like probably some of the best editing I've ever seen in my life. There was just so much going on, and God, special effects were great.
it's just rare that you see like a movie get tons of buzz, and then we all love it too. Like,
Yeah.
Usually it gets built up to where we're like,
Somebody's
we just
disappointed.
hate it. Like, oh, that was, what do they see in it? But for all the critics and fans to love it is just usually not.
Tells you something, yeah, that it's got a very universal, deep meaning, profound. It's a very
Yeah.
profound movie, and
It works with all crowds, really.
it really does. I mean,
If you follow it all the way through, if you
And it was
stop like
all over-
halfway between,
yeah.
halfway in the middle, and you're like, oh, this is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Then if you bail on it, then you're gonna miss out.
you really will. I mean, I could see how someone could potentially walk out of the movie because it just seems so silly that it's like, this
Yeah,
is just silly. I mean,
Super absurd in the middle.
and then it comes back around, and
I
it was
loved
like
every second of it.
Yeah, I liked it
I
too.
really did too.
But I'm saying like if there was like an older crowd who'd be like, this is just stupid. Like, what am I watching right now?
Like the lady we saw, Lamb,
Yeah.
and
who stayed the whole time just to announce to us that it was the biggest waste of
Oh,
time.
you know she just got off by telling us that in the end. She was waiting for that moment. That was ridiculous.
and everybody loves Asians too. It's a very smart move to make it an Asian family.
I don't know. I feel like that's not true.
I don't. Oh boy.
Oh, whatever.
Since COVID, they've been getting punched a lot. So
That's true. That's true. Very lovable family, though, in my opinion. The dude that played her husband. Yeah, from
Goonies.
Well, no,
Indiana Jones.
Well, wasn't his name Short Round.
Is he in Goonies and Indiana Jones?
He's Data in Goonies, I think. Short Round in
Okay, yeah.
Indiana. But yeah, that guy hasn't been seen in like 40 years.
the grandpa too has been in a ton of stuff.
yeah.
Ton of
He's
stuff. He's like 90 or 93.
like a niche market actor. Like he's in
I've seen
a
that
lot
dude
of horror
everything.
movies.
Wasn't he in Big Trouble in Little China?
Yes.
That guy is in everything. Yeah, this movie.
Well,
had
that's.
I mean,
he's
Little
like
Big Trouble in Little China-ish.
John Carpenter-ish type guy.
Yeah.
I mean, all that
Character actor.
Like the daughter was super good.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, man, like just such a great cast, such a good story, heartfelt, touching, profound, all that
Joe,
stuff.
did you for how much of the movie did you have a boner?
95%.
Nice.
Nice.
When the daughter turned into the villain, yeah. Did
Yeah,
you?
I had to leave for a few. I can't,
I know.
especially on Raccoon. I was on there.
Ratatouille?
Ratatouille. was-
The raccoon put you over the edge.
I was it.
The daughter got you started. The raccoon.
Yeah, I was.
Anyway, they nailed it with this one. Just such a great movie. I highly recommend it. But you guys want to get to ratings?
No.
No? Okay. All right. I gave it a 9.
Wow.
Maybe an 8.5.
I also gave it a 9.
Nice. All right. See this. See
like the Aryan Brotherhood. In front of me.
Yeah. See this ASAP. See it whenever, or skip it.
See it ASAP.
I say skip it, honestly.
See it ASAP.
See it ASAP.
For sure. See it ASAP. And we got.
It's
If you
not-
don't like it, fuck you.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. Like,
If you
it's-
don't chew big
This
red,
is
fuck
like,
you.
This is the opposite of Green Knight.
I would say if you see it, watch it all the way to the end. Like, don't just bail on it because
Yeah, it does get silly in the middle. I will be honest.
even if it's like not your type of movie, just stick it out to the end and see.
what you feel.
Yeah.
It was losing me in the middle a little bit, and then it brought me back. So
Brought my back.
great movie. But we're gonna do the quote game. All right, guys, we got the quote game for you. Joe's got a movie quote. We gotta guess it. what do you
Joe's
got,
just
Joe?
Cycle through 4 different movies.
Hell is just a word. The reality is much worse.
Let's see. I'm gonna guess Event Horizon. Is it?
Yeah.
Hell is only a word. The reality is much, much worse.
Yeah, baby. Woo!
That's a shame.
All right, guys.
And
that-
Ben now has 12 points out of a possible 5.
Pretty much.
All right, guys. What's that supposed to mean?
Literally, just like before we played the first one, you go, I don't know if it's new or not, but I think I have 5 points at least.
Is there like a mirror over here? You saw my phone. You were like, I'm gonna guess Event Horizon. I'm like,
What are you talking about? All right, guys. That's our review for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Check that
You
one
nailed
out.
it.
That's a great movie. Check it out. We love you, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.
If the Northman is bad, we're burning down the theater.